Am I the only one that misses the badass Toby or the funny Toby at this point? Naruto shouldn't have broke that mask. Here, bringing Naruto chapter 629, Wind Hole. The chapter begins with the multiple tornadoes and lightning striking down from the sky from the Jubi's attack. Not only just tornadoes and lightning storms, but you get to see debris and rocks flying everywhere. This massive mushroom cloud explosion like somebody dropped a freaking nuke. Although, I'm not really sure. It looks like a lightning tree. It looks kind of like a tree with lightning coming out. That or a giant piece of broccoli. We see Madara Susanoo, so obviously he survived. And he thought, okay, well, now the ninjas are dead, right? They're all survived by Kurama's chakra. However, because Naruto overexerted himself and he also got himself injured, you see a wound and blood coming from the left side of his face. You get to see his right sleeve torn and some of his clothes a bit torn, and it looks like he's also bleeding on the arm as well. But not only did he like overexert himself and probably succumb to a few injuries, his QB mode has been deactivated. And not only his mode, but because he was so exhausted, all the chakra that he gave to the allied shinobi forces disappeared. Now in one of the pages, we get to see the Jubi looking at Naruto. And in one panel, you get to see 8 of the 9 Bijuu surrounding Naruto. Even Shukaku, which I thought was weird because Shukaku didn't make an appearance ever since he got sealed by the Geromazo statue. And he wasn't there to give Naruto any of his chakra. Also, Gyuki is not there because, you know, he's with Killer Bee, which we haven't really seen him. So, what the hell happened to Killer Bee? Is he okay too? Not only we get to see the 8 of the 9 Bijuu, but in the next panel, you get to see this mysterious shadowy figure with Rinnegan eyes. So the shadowy figure is the Rikudo Sennin. I don't know what this actually means. There's a few possibilities what this could mean. It means, since this is seen in the perspective of the Jubi, since the Jubi now seems to have more of an independent mind now that the links from Obito and Madara were severed, he's starting to become more independent. It seems to have a mind of its own. I could probably assume that he sees Naruto as the Rikudo Sennin. Naruto seems to remind him of the Rikudo Sennin, and he wants to defeat him because he doesn't want to be defeated like before when the Rikudo Sennin fought the Jubi. That or Naruto might be a reincarnation of the Rikudo Sennin. I don't think the Rikudo Sennin is going to make an appearance, although that would be awesome and yet kind of weird in a way, but that's just me. Anyway, the Jubi like puts his hands together and all of a sudden you see muscles forming on his body. Madara is basically like, oh, is this all you can really do? Oh, might as well just end this quick because somebody else has piqued my interest. And by someone else, he means Hashirama. But he seems to be surprised because he sees a group of the allied shinobi forces standing in front of Naruto, protecting him. By the way, Hinata was at the front, and then you see Sakura at the rear healing Naruto, which, this is a thing that kind of bugs me. As much as I thought it was cool that Naruto protected everybody with his chakra, but they also have their chakra, and I'm pretty sure they can control Kurama's chakra since he distributed it to everybody. So why couldn't the allied shinobi forces, try to protect themselves? Unless they cannot control that chakra. And also, why did it take so long for them to do something? I mean, the last time we saw them do anything was when they cut the links to the Jubi. And then we had to go back to Sasuke, and then we had the flashback, and we cut back to them. Naruto seems to be doing all the work, and the allied shinobi forces aren't doing much. So anyway, yeah, the allied shinobi forces are now gonna finally do something, since we haven't seen them do anything for a long time, while Naruto is going to be healed by Sakura. But we cut back to the Kamui dimension with Obito and Kakashi. Right when they entered, Kakashi manages to land on his feet and try to charge a Raikiri at Obito. But then Kakashi stopped right near Obito's face, and apparently he couldn't kill him because he wants to talk to him. God damn it! Then Obito is like saying stuff like, "Oh, Kakashi, you can't kill me? You had plenty of opportunities to kill me." Obito pointed out the fact that Kakashi could have killed him. I mean, a lot of us thought that, you know, why did Kakashi punch Obito back in the Kamui dimension earlier? Why didn't he stab him with a kunai? Apparently he couldn't do it. And then Obito's trying to, I guess he's trying to guilt trip Kakashi, saying that, "Do you wake up in the middle of the night knowing that you failed to live up to your promise? Or are you hoping that you're going to talk no jutsu to me so I can become good again and help you guys?" Kakashi said that Obito has a lot of things in common with Naruto, since, you know, they both had the same dreams and ideals. They both wanted to become Hokage. And he thought that, you know, deep down, Obito still has the same person that he was before he was evil. And then he tells Obito that he should be able to understand Naruto because of his you know, dreams and ideals, since they're both the same in a way. Yeah, it's kind of true. I mean, Obito, if you think about it from the flashbacks, he is like Naruto, but if he went on the wrong path. Kakashi tried to convince him, you know, just to stop all this, that you're like Naruto in a way, and I know, and he's saying that deep down you still have those same beliefs. I know that you're still the same person that you were before, not the person that you became. But Obito's response is just laughing. He just laughs at Kakashi's face. And he says, "I know Naruto is similar to me, which is all the more reason why I just want to ridicule those naive little words that are coming out of his mouth." Obito says to Kakashi, "Do you really think the reason I started this war was because of you and Rin?" Gee, let me think. Ever since the flashback started, it led up to Rin's death. And because of Rin's death, Obito joined with Madara and went along with the Moon's Eye plan. Hell, in chapter 600, when Kakashi says, "Why until now?" he was like, "Because you let Rin die." It was always frickin' Rin from what it was said. So then, I don't know what happened. I think Obito used his Sharingan to make Kakashi stab him with the Raikiri. And at first I thought he could use the Kamui to, you know, for the attack to go through him. But no, it doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, he was really stabbed by the Raikiri. I'm like, what is going on? And then we finally learn what happened when Rin died. According to Obito, Rin actually wanted Kakashi to kill her. And there is actually a reason for this. Apparently she was kidnapped by the Kiri ninjas from the Hidden Mist village so they could make her the Jinchuriki Isobu, the three-tailed turtle. And the Anbu wanted her to be rescued by Kakashi because once him and Rin return, they're gonna unleash Isobu and destroy the village. Rin knew about this plot, which she does tell this to Kakashi, but Kakashi's like, "No, because I promised Obito I would protect you, I'll find another way." But that doesn't seem to be the case, because in the flashback when Kakashi tried to use his Chidori to stab one of the Mist Anbu ninjas, she jumped into the attack at the last second before Kakashi could do anything and got herself stabbed by Kakashi. Yes, Kakashi did kill Rin, but Rin wanted to die because she wanted to protect him and her village. She doesn't want to become some sort of weapon to be used to destroy the village. This does beg some questions, because how does Obito know about this? Did he like use his Sharingan to read the minds of one of the Kiri ninjas? How did Rin get kidnapped by Mist ninjas? I mean, was this like did this happen inside the village? Did this happen outside? I mean, how did they manage to kidnap her? And also, of all the ninjas to become the Jinchuriki of Isobu, why Rin? What makes her so special that they want her to become the Jinchuriki? I'm assuming Konoha knew about this because they sent Kakashi to to help. Why couldn't anybody else try to help also? I mean, I'm assuming Konoha knew about this, but he sent one guy to rescue a girl. I mean, you probably need a team. Aside from those questions and being confused at how the hell Obito knew about this does actually make me understand like why he went to the Mist Village and manipulates the previous Mizukage Yagura, and maybe that is also why he used Kurama to destroy Konoha, because he had this hatred of Konoha because of what happened to Rin, which I'm probably going to get to that later. So, you know, after that, like, mini flashback, Obito goes on saying that the person who failed to protect Rin, that was an imposter, in my eyes. Rin dying couldn't be Rin, because Rin was not supposed to leave this world yet. So that's also an imposter too. So basically, Obito is in denial over Rin's death. He's in denial that Kakashi really was the one that killed her, and he was in denial of the fact that Rin died. And because of that denial, I guess it was because why he wanted to go along with Madara's plan, I think. He says that the villages and the shinobi were the ones that were responsible. And because of seeing Rin's death, he realized that this world is bullshit, and he wants I think he wants the Infinite Tsukiyomi to create a true world. Kakashi pulls out his hand from Obito's body. He like sliced a hole on Obito's body, and then Obito is like, "There is nothing inside of me. I don't feel anything. You need to let all of that guilt go, Kakashi. This wind hole wasn't your doing. It was made by this evil, cruel world." And that is basically where the chapter ends. I got mixed feelings about this. I mean, yes, we actually find out that there is actually more to a reason why Obito is doing all this, but it still goes back to the fact that Rin died. It still goes back to that, and that still seems to be the reason why Obito is doing all this. And he blames the villages, and he blames the system that Rin died. But Rin wanted to sacrifice herself because she doesn't want to kill anybody, and she wanted to protect her village. I mean, to quote Spock from Star Trek, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. But this still pissed me off about Obito, because at the end, he says, you need to let all your guilt go. A couple of chapters earlier, even a couple pages earlier in this chapter, he was trying to guilt trip Kakashi. Now you mean to tell me he's like, no, you should let your guilt go. You didn't kill Rin. The fuck do you mean? This still doesn't make me like Obito in any way. This made Obito look like a freaking psycho. I mean, he's cuckoo. He's like, back with Rin's death, I still have no idea like how the hell Obito knew about it. But I actually wasn't expecting Rin to become like the Jinchuriki for Isobu. I wasn't expecting that at all. And it seems like it was a plot for the Mist Ninjas to destroy Konoha. And basically, her sacrifice was all for nothing because of what happened to Obito. And Obito is blaming the system because of what happened to Rin. It still goes back to Rin. Even in the flashbacks, even here at this moment, it still goes back to Rin. It still goes back to her death, and that still made him who he is now. But then again, he has now a hole in his chest, so I was thinking, what, is Obito now dead? But I don't think he is, because why? Probably Senju DNA. I don't fucking know. He's got a hole in his chest, and he's breathing. He's not yelling out in pain. He doesn't feel anything. This chapter did not make me like Obito even more. This just made me feel like he is gone completely psycho. But then again, I mean, this is what happens when Uchihas succumb to hatred or succumb to the death of a loved one. They become like this. I mean, the only people who haven't become like this at the moment are Itachi, Shisui, and Kagami. I want to say also Sasuke, but I'm not going to say that at the moment. I'm still going to wait and see what happens when him and the Hokages come back. But one thing I am definitely hoping to look forward to see is the Allied Shinobi forces actually protecting Naruto. They're gonna do something for once, which I thought, okay, yes, finally. They haven't done anything since we got back from the flashback. And it was mostly Naruto who was doing all the work. So finally, Naruto is gonna rely on his friends, his comrades, and just until he's healed up at least. So what did I think about this chapter? Well, I thought this chapter was okay, but this chapter did not make me like Obito, or made me feel sorry for him. I mean, I did feel sorry for him, but this just makes him look like a psycho. And it's because of Obito's denial, the fact that Kakashi accidentally killed Rin, even though Rin wanted to die to protect everybody. Because of that denial, he's like, this world is stupid. You're you're an imposter, Kakashi. Rin, who died, that was an imposter. She shouldn't have died. It doesn't matter like how you put it, it still goes back to Rin's death. And he blames the system, the shinobi in the villages, of her death. Which would explain like why he just tried to, why he invaded Konoha, and also why he infiltrated the Mist Village. That, I guess that now that is explained a little bit. But overall, I thought this chapter, it was okay. So that's Naruto chapter 629. Tell me, what do you guys thought about this chapter? Did you like it? Did you hate it? How do you feel about Obito's true intentions? Do you still think that it's total bullshit, or do you understand it more than what he said, what we've seen in the previous flashbacks? Also, make sure to like the video, give it a thumbs up, all that good shit. So yeah, that is Naruto chapter 629. I'm going to 27, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.